At 1:23 in the morning, 40 years ago, a flawed reactor and a botched safety test produced the worst accident in the history of commercial nuclear power. I'm Aaron Larson, executive editor of Power Magazine. For the 40th anniversary of the accident, we dispatched a photographer and a correspondent inside the Chernobyl Exclusion Zone for an exclusive look at what's still happening there and the new threats complicating it. The RBMK-1000 reactor at Chernobyl had a fatal design flaw, a positive void coefficient that made it unstable at low power. On April 26, 1986, operators were running an unsanctioned electrical test. They disabled safety systems. They withdrew nearly all the control rods. A steam explosion blew the 1,000-ton reactor cover plate into the air. The fires burned for up to 10 days. Up to 5% of the reactor core was released into the atmosphere. 2 plant workers died in the explosions. 28 more, first responders and plant personnel, died from acute radiation syndrome within weeks. Roughly 600,000 liquidators were called in to clean up. About 335,000 people were displaced from their homes. The UN Scientific Committee on the Effects of Atomic Radiation reported that the most documented long-term health impact has been thyroid cancer. About 20,000 cases in those who were children at the time. Thyroid cancer is highly treatable when caught early, so only about 15 cases have proved fatal. The original concrete shelter, the sarcophagus, was built in just months. It was only designed to last up to 30 years. So in 2016, a colossal steel arch was rolled into position over it. It's called the new Safe Confinement. It is the largest movable land-based structure ever built. The cost? 2.15 billion euros, funded by 45 donor nations and the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development. Then on February 14, 2025, a Russian drone punched a 6-meter hole through the arch's cladding. The fire inside smoldered for nearly 3 weeks. A December 2025 International Atomic Energy Agency assessment confirmed the structure has lost its primary confinement capability. The EBRD estimates repairs could exceed 100 million euros. Our team met with some of the 500 people who still work at the Chernobyl site on 13-day rotations. They include Mikola Bespali, who has been measuring radiation here since August 1986, and a lab team rebuilding equipment that Russian troops destroyed during the 2022 occupation. What our team found is a strange archive. A buried red forest, the time capsule city of Pripyat, and the rusting Duga radar that once watched for American missiles. Nature is reclaiming all of it. 40 years on, Chernobyl is still a workplace. The arch is damaged, the timeline is uncertain, the war is unresolved. But the dosimeters keep reading, and the slow work of decommissioning goes on. You can read the full feature in the April issue of Power Magazine and online at powermag.com.